Hello, this is Anglerfishy, and I got dolls on the brain, as one sometimes does, right? So today, I wanted to basically make this a call out video to myself. So I got a lot of doll projects that have been in the works, and by in the works I mean I have them literally written down. This is a little notebook that I wasn't using for anything, and I'm using it to basically doodle some of my doll characters, future doll plans, and taking notes. And it might stay that way, it might change as the story for these characters expands. But for the time being, I have some notes written down on this notebook of plans that I've been meaning to get to, and I gotta get to them. I haven't gotten to them, and I got no excuse really. It's just lack of motivation. So calling myself out now, and we're gonna go through it. It's midway through the year, you know, we're halfway through 2022, so I'd like to get some of these done, and if not this year, dang it, at least next year, because some of these have been, you know, I've been talking about it for a while now. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first, the gloves, by the way, I have them, and they're cute, and I never use them. So it's pretty hot today. Don't know if I'm gonna tolerate this heat in these gloves, but I want to use them. So alright, first doll project that I've been talking about, I think for a while, is sueding my my Colette, beautiful girl. I've had her for a long time. She's a dear mine lily. And I did a video actually where I restrung her on camera, and I mean, her stringing is fine now. You know, before I can't remember if she was too tight or too loose, but she's actually a lot better. But she does not like keeping her leg straight. Oh, now you keep your leg straight just to spite me, huh? See, there you go. So she's quite kicky. It's just in the way that she was, you know, sculpted. Her chest joint constantly wants to lean around. Her head, although not as swivelly as it was before, still swivels quite a bit. I'm just realizing how blurry it is. Hold on, I gotta take off this glove. Boop. Gotta take this off so that way we can... Oh no, there we go. Now you're in the clear. I think I'll have to keep these off then, so I can make sure that the video doesn't go blurry, because this is just on my camera. But that is the first project, and I want to suede her with like real suede. So I actually purchased the suede. I went to Joann's and I got some, so hopefully very soon I will get the motivation to actually put that into action, because it would be so nice to be able to pick her up and not have to struggle with her. So, and I really am trying to avoid wiring. I mean, I don't know why. Wiring is good, but I just don't want to do it. I don't want to have metal in my dolls, I guess. So that's project number one, first priority. Next, let's see what I have written here. I would like to redo the face-ups for Muffy and Agnes. Let me grab these girls. So... not sure how well you're going to be able to see. Muffy, you're turning the wrong way. Okay, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see, but they have some very, very crusty face-ups. Muffy, I have some white stripes on her face that are, you can kind of see here. It's like raised, so it's not, it's like on the brink of chipping off. It hasn't technically chipped off, but it's like it's on the brink. If I look at it the wrong way, that patch of white is just gonna come right out. Ooh, man, this video does not want to stay clear. And then we got Agnes, who is just a whole mess. Please, I beg you, camera. There we go. So her eyes, I might just have to put a photo or something because I don't think you'll be able to see it. But you just gotta trust me. These are some crusty, crumbly face-ups that I've had them on them for a year, and they've been like this for a year. So it's time to put an end to that. Next up, I gotta decide on a color palette for my Doll Zone Miss Kitty, and her ear just fell off. Put that right back on. This is her temporary look that I have her in right now. Please, camera, I'm begging you to clear up. Okay, here we go. Still don't have eyes for him, actually. I want to make this a boy. So I don't have eyes for him yet. And it'll probably be a while to like get eyes for him. But I want to at least get a wig that is the color palette that I want for him. And I'm kind of thinking of either red, like red hair with like red ears, or maybe black and white. I haven't really decided. I do have a red wig on the way. So I'll try that out, see how I like it. Not the red wig that I used, but more in this style, because this is just like a leftover brown wig that I had. And the color is really nice. I just don't want, you know, for the sake of these cat dolls, I don't really want any of them to be like an earth tone, because I have one that's green, I have one that's pink, I have one that's purple, so I really would like to keep up with the sort of fantasy colors for them. The closest thing to a down-to-earth color palette would be the black and white, although, you know, that still is, you know, very inhuman, you know, black and white, you know, like a tuxedo cat, actually. So that's him. So we shall see. It might be a while to like paint him, but I am excited. I am excited for his character. You can see in the back some doodles that are actually like concept art for him. So we'll see how he'll turn out. He'll be long term though, because shipping's really slow right now. I think like a lot of ports are closed in China, and I think maybe other parts of Asia. So I have an order for like a red wig to try it out. Haven't found a black and white wig yet, but I mean, I know they're out there. But yeah, it's kind of slow going. And then once I get the wig, then I'll, you know, play around with his eye color, figure out what I like, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. Next up, let's see here. I have written in my notes, face up for Magnolia when she arrives. Okay. So I think at this point I've already talked about all the doll projects for the dolls that I have here, which are only 4 dolls, my 4 cat dolls. So those are all pretty achievable. I can achieve all of those this year, I would say. Magnolia, and I've talked about her before. I've talked about my blah blah blah, blah my shelling endeavors, but I have a character by the name of Magnolia that is on the way. She's going to be a Kid Delph Ani. I have her in 1/3 scale, so this is going to be the 1/4 scale shell for her. So when she arrives, I gotta do a face up for her. So she is gonna be the friend slash frenemy to this character, who is Gorse. And then I also have Portobello, not seen in this video because she's in another room, and I am not going to stop recording to get her. But what I might do is I might change camera angles, because as I said, I don't really have any other dolls to showcase for these plans. So as we continue, I will be changing camera angles, so be right back. Okay, so that is that when it comes to Magnolia. You know, she's gonna be here probably around September-ish, so yeah, project for later. Now, the next project, and let me hold a doll for this, just because, you know, that's what you do. You hold a doll for videos like these. So the next project that I want to work on, well, let me talk first about a project for someone else's doll. So a friend of mine actually just very recently got her first BJD, which is so cute. She got it at a meetup. And it's I don't even know what the sculpt is, but it's a doll leaves girl. And it's according to the seller, and I don't know anything about this doll. I've just seen a photo of her. I guess it's a discontinued sculpt, so I don't even know anything about the doll. But yeah, so it's old. I think she's a little bit yellowed as far as what's been described to me, and she's like really loose. So my friend is very intimidated by BJDs, and I mean understandably so. I am too, but I'm a little less so. You know, I've been handling them for a while, so yeah. So I'm gonna give her doll a little spa day, and I need to, you know, restring the doll. I'm gonna suede the doll. So first I gotta really focus on sueding this girl, so that way I can like accumulate the skill necessary, so that way I can apply that skill to my friend's girl. She is such a good stander. I love this girl, by the way. She's definitely one of my favorites. And what was I gonna say? The only thing though is that I currently don't have string, so what I've done is I put it along with the wig for my Dolls on Miss Kitty. I put in an order for, I didn't say the name for my Miss Kitty. I'm contemplating naming him Rock. I have this naming convention of naming my cats after video game characters, and Rock is the name of a Harvest Moon love interest that I hated. I hated him so much. He's from Another Wonderful Life, and Harvest Moon about Another Wonderful Life, I mean, and he sucks. I hate him so much, because that was the first Harvest Moon game I ever played where you could like romance male characters, and I was like, finally, yay. And he sucks. He's like a bum. In that game, I was like, dang it, I wish I could romance the female characters. I would oh my god. So Rock is absolutely iconic to me. So I think, you know, he just reminds me a little bit of Rock. Not that I dislike the doll. He's great. I'm really enjoying my Miss Kitty, but he's inspired a little bit by a character I do not like very much. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh my goodness gracious, how embarrassing. Oh yeah, ordered that wig, and I'm also ordering some string. I don't have string right now, so it's going to be a while till I can do that project, because like I said, shipping is pretty slow right now, and so once that's here, I'll let my friend know, and then I'll get started on that. So that'll be really fun. I'm really excited to help my friend with her first. It's not her first BJD. I'm being dramatic. This is the friend that I mentioned a while ago that got a Kokoriang doll. You know, she got a poi. But this is the first one that's like a project doll. You know, the poi was a full set, so those are very, I guess you could say, beginner friendly, because they're like set and ready for you to enjoy and photograph, whereas a blank doll that needs to be restrung and sueded and this and that with no clothes, like that takes a while till you're like feeling it. So I'm excited for her. That does bring me to another project. I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I'm looking at my notebook right here. So my friend has she founded a YouTube channel for our meetup group, and right now we have basically a lot of videos on there of like, you know, from the meetups. But I kind of want to do informational videos for that channel as well, because we get like newbies from the club, you know, asking for, you know, your typical sort of questions. And one of the videos that I really want to do, but it might, I'm kind of unsure how to approach it, is I do want to make a video about how to avoid recasts, because I got that question from someone actually. There was a newbie who, on our little group, I'm listed as like a doll expert, which I'm not the most knowledgeable person, but I mean, I have some knowledge. I can help at least a little bit. And so they had questions about, you know, how to avoid them. They would show me like a link or a listing for a doll and say, do you know if this is recast? Is this recast? Is this recast? You know, I would help guide them, and most of the links that she first you know, sent me, they were recast actually. So I know that there's like information out there about how to avoid recasts, but they're like buried under Google search results for, you know, recast. So yeah, I wanted to do something like that because what's easier to find from like the searches that I've done, what's easier to find than how to avoid recast is how to identify them. So like you'll see like a ton of videos like comparing like legit minifee, recast minifee, and that's really only helpful if you have a minifee. If you have the doll or unsure of if it's legit or not, it doesn't really talk about how to avoid, you know, getting duped on the secondhand market, or how to, you know, see pre-order listings and be able to tell if they're legit or not. So that's something I want to do, but I'm kind of a little unsure of how to approach it because I also don't want to inadvertently advertise you know, the recast you know, sellers. I don't want to like put a screen on AliExpress of like a popular recast seller and then like, you know, give viewers ideas of like, oh, they're popular, and then like, you know, they'll go to that website, fall in love, and, you know, buy a doll, which, you know, it is their right to do that, but obviously that's not what I'm trying to promote. So that is something that I'm contemplating, figuring out how to go about it. So I already met someone that would have potentially benefited from something like that, so I would like to help. So, and the last thing is, okay, so I need to clear space for my dolls. I need to figure out the way I'm displaying them, because right now I have my nightstand and I have a bookshelf where it's not the whole bookshelf, it's just one shelf where I have the dolls, and it's a, you know, it's a hardy shelf. It's quite wide. It's, you know, it's a good space, but I'm hitting that cap where it's like I cannot feasibly get more dolls without starting to stack them onto each other. You know, I like the dolls to have a little bit of space to stretch their arms out. Not that they ever do, but you know what I'm saying. So, and I'm saying this because I'm interested in getting more dolls, and I feel like a fool for saying that because I constantly am saying, oh, I am so anxious by having too many dolls, and I know that saying that probably somebody out there is cringing by saying, oh, I wish I had that problem. And I mean, I understand. I feel really guilty for constantly complaining about something like that. But I don't know what to say. I'm just like a really anxious person. I mean, everybody has their issues in the hobby. Some people, you know, want more dolls. Some people want less dolls. Some people have too many project ideas. And then there's me, who I have like just a small handful and I just lack motivation. So I don't know. I hope I'm not coming across as like really cringy and, you know, shitty for talking about like the quantity of dolls that I have. Right now I'm not sure how many that I have, but you know, I feel like I have a lot, but I am still interested in other kinds of dolls. Like I have, let me count them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cats, so that's 4, plus the anime girl, that's 5, and then I got Bomb, Frise, Peppy, and then I got Gorse, Portobello, soon to be Magnolia 1/4, Magnolia 1/3. I think that's all of them. So that is 13 dolls. 12. I can't count. 12 dolls. I feel like that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot of dolls. But, you know, they're always coming out with new dolls, and I'm interested in some. They just put out a duck by an independent artist. What's the name? Ilex Doll Studio, I think is what it's called. Little Ducky is the sculpt. I think it's being sold by Moonlight BJD. I'm not familiar with the seller, so I'll put the name of the seller if I got it wrong. But oh gosh, it is so cute. It is such a cute little, I mean, you see my collection, you know I like these stupid little animals, so a little duck doesn't fit into any story that I have. There's no need for this duck, but it's at a pretty good price, let me just say that much. So I could theoretically just get the head, sit on it, metaphorically, and buy a body for it in the future, probably a Dream Valley body, because I was looking at the measurements and the Dream Valley body would be perfect for the head. So there's that. There is I don't know if I want to say this, because if I don't go through with it, whatever, I'll see it. So I've constantly talked about wanting a boy, because boy dolls, I find them interesting, but I haven't really found a lot of boy dolls that I've wanted. But I want a boy, and not just like a little teeny tiny boy, like a 1/3 scaled boy. And that's why I'm embarrassed to admit this, because I've mentioned in a video in the past that 1/3 scale is not my favorite scale. I've kind of struggled to cope with the size, and yet here I am looking at 1/3 scale boys, and not any 1/3 scale boys, the freaking 75 centimeter boys. So this is Lutz's fault. Well, it's my fault, but this is Lutz's fault, because Lutz, they have this newish line called Grand Senior Delph, which is essentially their version of the Idealians from Zoom. Idealians are kind of the quintessential big boys. They're very broad chested. They have, their necks are, I guess you could say they're like this, they're very proportional to the face, whereas, most BJDs have necks that are very thin. They have thick necks, heads that look smaller. I don't think they're actually smaller, but because they are this proportion, they look smaller than your average head. They have, big muscly legs, big muscly arms. They're not like Granado big, I think. I know Granado has that Titan. They're not that big, but they are very big. I don't have her with me, but my Volks girl, which is Big Magnolia, she's 58 centimeters. So that is 75 centimeters. That's very big. Actually, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna try and illustrate how big 75 centimeters is. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my measuring tape. Let's see here. We have this is, so this is 75 centimeters. We're at like 30, that's like 30 inches. So that big of a doll. Where would I put this doll? It would have to be here in this room. This is not my bedroom. This is an office that has like a computer, has books. This is the office that I use to telework. So theoretically I could use this. I've been trying to avoid using this room for doll stuff though. I mean, you see I've decorated it with some plushes and the sort. But I really didn't want to put a doll in here because this room gets a lot of light. But I cannot fit that doll in my room. I wouldn't know where to put it. I mentioned I have the nightstand. He's not going to fit on my nightstand. I mentioned the bookshelf. He's not going to fit there because that's where I have all of these. I have everything else that's not on my nightstand there. And it's already pretty full. Once the 1/4 scale, baby mini Magnolia gets here, it's definitely not going to fit. So I'm trying to figure out my space situation because I'm kind of really trying to fit him into my collection, even though it might be a foolish decision, but dang it, the most recent sculpts that Lutz has come out with, I really like them. They came out with Earth, Helios, and Lune. And I think Helios and Loon look really, really good. I really like them. And I think the body looks good. I don't think it's not too muscular. I like the proportions. Thankfully, you know, and Let's sells clothes for the dolls, so I don't plan on getting a whole lot of clothes for them, but like shoes, you know, one of the big struggles with dolls is figuring out shoe sizes. That's the struggle that I have right now with my Miss Kitty. I have no idea what shoes I'm gonna put on him, but that's not gonna be an issue. So, you know, there is a lot of incentives to having a big boy. You know, it's just seems kind of, I don't know, appealing to have that giant dude juxtaposed to my small, colorful Skittles, Skittle looking cats. So yeah, but I don't know. I gotta really plan it. I gotta figure out first, where am I gonna put this before I pre-order it, and I have to figure that out before the end of the month, because they have a sale right now for their Grand Cedar dolls, because they had released a thinner, it's not thin, but thinner version of that body, and so it's 20% off. And once that sale is over, it's gonna go up 20%. And once the summer sale is over, Lexus prices in general are gonna go up by like 10%. I was on Den of Angels and I saw someone post about this. They posted on their Korean Twitter account that the prices are gonna go up after the summer event. So that's like, okay, if I buy it now, that's 20%. That's potentially 30% off, really. So that's a big incentive. And they're not cheap. Let's is not a super expensive company, but they're not a budget company. So getting a sale on anything from them is, you know, I would rather buy the doll at a discount. Obviously, I think most of us would like to save at least a little bit. So I gotta figure that out before the end of the month, because if I can't figure out where I'm gonna put this doll, I'm not gonna pre-order it. And then and then if I figure it out later on that, oh yeah, a year from now I do want that doll, I missed out on 30% off of what is inevitably going to be a very expensive big chunk of resin. So in a year, because I'll need it layaway, in a year you might see me with a giant man. And until then, though, I'm gonna continue to work on my little kitty cats, work on my 1/4 skill. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a call. The ending got a little cut off because I got a phone call. But we're done here. So I hope this video was enjoyable, I guess. And everybody have a good day. And I hope all of your doll plans are going well. So bye bye from me, and bye bye from my little dolls. Everybody have a good day, and stay cool if it's hot where you are, because I'm sweating. I'm sweating a little bit over here. Have a good day. Bye bye.